Well, hello everybody, I'm JayLeonardJ, and today we are looking at the Silktone Fuzz. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here's a pedal that actually has garnered a bit of a following already. It's been out for a chunk of time. It's the Silktone Fuzz, and if you're a lover of like the germanium fuzz face sound, those like two transistor tone bender kind of things, you're really going to get a super kick out of this thing. It does have all of that germanium goodness in there, the way it reacts to the volume knob, the juiciness and the harmonics, but it has a few extra tricks up its sleeve, which really gives it a lot of, what's the word that's on my mind? Versatility, that's the word. So number one is it is buffer friendly. So you can put it anywhere you want in your pedal chain, put pedals on in front of it. It's gonna behave just fine. It's gonna be much more predictable and easy, low maintenance to handle, which is great. And also, here's where it gets really fun. Germanium transistors that like these pedals are based on, they're very temperature sensitive. So on a hot day, cold day, it's gonna sound very different. Well, on here we have a bias knob with a digital readout, so you could actually find that sweet spot, that bias that you really enjoy, and you can dial it in any temperature, anywhere you want at any given time to make sure your tone is gonna be nice and consistent. Not only that, you can bias it in all kinds of places, bias it low, bias it hot, and come up with some really cool and exciting sounds. We do have two modes of it, and we also have a clean knob, which we will talk about a little bit more as we dig into it. But you know what? I'm done with like the intro talking. Let's get into the actual playing of this thing. I'm gonna go Fender Telecaster with my J.M.A signature pickups and Stringjoy strings. I'm gonna plug it into this Benson Chimera. Oh my goodness, I'm ready to rock and roll. Let's plug it in, have ourselves some fun. Well, we're all wired up and ready to go, and I'm gonna do something a little bit funky with how I wired this thing up. This has a buffer-friendly circuit. That means I can put it anywhere I want on my chain with nice, predictable results. I don't have to worry about it being right after my guitar. And to prove that, this is what I did. Check this out. I'm going wireless. So I got my guitar plugged into the Shure GLX16 into the Silktone Fuzz. Holy crow, let's hear what that sounds like. This is just the pedal off and the guitar and the amp on its own. Oh, that sounds very good on its own. Silktone Fuzz. Fuzz is pretty much maxed out, which is what they recommend. We'll do most of the tweaking with these two and this one over here. Classic setting. When I turn it on, I got it in the nice sweet spot I like, which is kind of around 5. That's where I like it. And let's hear what that sounds like, shall we? That is awesome. Now let's go play with the other setting. This is the raw mode, which is actually where I really like it. Let's go move the bias again to get it in that nice sweet spot. And let's hear how that sounds. Now you can see I can actually dial in the amount of nastiness I want with my volume knob, but I could also do it with this knob over here. This is the clean knob, and actually it works just like this knob does in that it just takes away the edge off, cleans it up, gives it more of an overdrive characteristic. But I find that when I turn it here, it actually is more of a slightly brighter way of cleaning up, and this is a slightly smoother. So again, you can just move it to taste, but I like to use this one, especially if there's a pedal in front of it, or I just want to make sure my max has a certain amount of clarity to it. So let's hear what we can do. What I also find with the cleanup knob is that it changes the taper of this knob. So if I have it off, my clean really starts coming in at around 3-2 on the volume knob on the guitar. If I move up the cleanup, it actually starts moving this up. So I'll probably get the cleanup at around 6 now. And you see overall it's a little bit brighter too. Let's go play with the bias knob. Again, it changes exactly how much we're feeding into those transistors. So as we starve it a little bit, it changes the character. Let's go back in the classic setting. You can hear when I put it down low, it gets more Velcro-y. If I want to get something a little bit more classic, let's move it to around 2 and a bit. Move it up even further. Oh, let's go up to 6. Until we're like really just slamming it and we start getting some really crazy artifact-y stuff. And that is the Silktone Fuzz. Well, that is it. That's the video. Thank you all so much for watching. Please subscribe to the page if you haven't done so already. Check out the links in the description below. And if you want to hear my review on the Silktone Fuzz, you got to check it out on Patreon, because all my reviews are on Patreon, sponsored by the Patreon supporters. And all my demos, the tutorials, all the other videos I make, it's right here for free on YouTube. So that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you all soon. Take care and goodbye.